This story is about mistakes, the youth of a young man. I still don't understand what bitterness is, the bittersweet taste of life. Today, it decided to return everything to its mother that had caused the trouble. After that, there's a bridge to log out. However, the sound of firecrackers, the kids playing below, ruined this plan. After that, Suya had no choice but to return home, to live out the last remaining day. The root cause leading to today's incident, and it must have started back in elementary school. That year, a new student transferred to Suya's class. She is a cute girl named Suko. Heaven didn't grant her everything, yet it also robs the ability to hear. They were so young that they had to communicate through a notebook. This came as a huge surprise to their class. Another disabled student enrolls. When it was time for recess, everyone also gathered around to see the strange creature. She couldn't hear anything at all, get used to everything through sheets of paper. This inability to hear made the lectures becoming more difficult. Times like these, friends are the best. You can rely on them for help as well. It's time for music class. The teacher hasn't caught the rhythm yet. After finishing, she also started singing, captivating the entire crowd. Startled because Tai couldn't hear. The sound is too soft. I can't tell how I'm pronouncing it. This is not merely about studying. Their class also needs to compete with other classes. It can be said that Suko is becoming a burden to them. A few days like that, one of your girlfriends felt uncomfortable when you constantly have to help others until I couldn't focus on anything at all. Ueno, the person sitting next to Suya. The worst part is feeling uncomfortable during class. Seeing my deaf friend reading without making a sound, the dude Suya also stood up. Reading like that made the whole class laugh. Suko was gradually being left out of the conversations of us girls, just like not being able to play like everyone else. Aimless, alone. Yet that bastard Suya still comes to give advice. If you don't even try, you'll be left behind completely. People can't hear a thing anyway. I think it wants to be friends. So she also used sign language to communicate. Damn, that idiot doesn't understand a thing. Thinking it was just a small tease, so I let my friend grab it. Throw sand in someone's face a few days later. Their class had a teacher come in to talk about sign language, to save Suko's life, so the whole class can communicate with her. Every morning, they only need to learn 3 minutes of sign language. Come on, even AI gets bored and doesn't want to study. Ueno was the first to oppose. Just let your friend use the notebook to communicate. Luckily, there was still a kind soul left in the class, so I decided to learn sign language to support Suko. However, this little one's action, they were mocked by other kids. Ueno, he even showed contempt for the other two, thinking they were a perfect match. After a while like that, the pressure forced that friend to transfer schools. The Suya guy also joined in with his friends to write on the board. The reason why your friend quit school is because of skipping class. She went in to read it, but had no idea who rewrote it. I saw this guy delete it for someone. So thank you as well. Stealing and then crying foul, only to be thanked in the end. Make the kid, ever since that day, it has been constantly annoying, teasing her in class or anywhere else. Ueno recently noticed that Suko wears a hearing aid. Should act jealous. After borrowing the hearing aid, he then lent it to Suya. The result was that it landed right in the trash can. From there began Suko's string of painful days. However, despite being unable to hear and looked down upon, her willpower is incredibly strong. Greatness still endures all things. By now, everything has gone too far. Foolish water play, she pulled the hearing aid out of her friend's ear, affecting the eardrum, causing continuous bleeding. And yet, Suko doesn't blame anyone at all. I'm sorry, Suya, for getting you involved. This crazy guy. Then I thought to myself, maybe they wanted to scold me but couldn't. That's why this fake facade was put up. Suko still tried to approach. Holding hands is considered disgusting. Family name, want to be friends with it, but got a straight-up rejection. The notebook snapped shut. Get into the water until you see her get in. After all, only 3 guys realized it. The little one is very serious. And then, what had to happen, happened. The principal the next day, notification regarding Suko's condition has arrived. The mother mentioned that her daughter has lost 8 hearing aids within 5 months. This implies that my daughter is being bullied, so she wants the school to investigate. The story is gradually becoming serious. Sue was the first one to be called out by the homeroom teacher because it's very unkempt. Ngao is the one who caused Suko the most harm. Ueno was asked for his opinion about the guy sitting next to him. Then, this little one dumped all the blame on him, knowing full well hearing aids are very expensive. Even close friends turn their backs on me, blame all the sins on the kid. It's very annoying. They and a few girls also playing behind someone's back, yet doesn't dare to admit it. Kawaii is one of them who's also afraid of chains. Helpless, I burst into tears, blaming that bastard Suya. Well, you know how girls' tears can be. Blame it all on that guy. After that day, he returned in a terrible mood along with Suko's notebook. When I threw it into the water, I also received a call from the school. Announcement about that disrespectful son. Their family wasn't well off either, having to count every penny. Its mother still loves her child enough to stand up and accept everything. Go to the family over there and request compensation. Seeing her mother cry, Suya went and withdrew all their savings, then gradually realizing how foolish the things I did were. Both went to meet Tsuko's mother and were then led to a place. The bastard. Then I don't dare go out to face her mom. So I also wandered around aimlessly. Who would have thought I'd run into Tsuko sitting there playing with a bird? It also quietly calculates. Passing by startled the flock of birds, making her friend realize. A moment later, not knowing what happened, but its mother had gone out, returning with bleeding on one side of the face. When it comes to school, it also becomes an outcast. Like the day Tsuko was tortured. Feel all of that. She began to understand what bitterness truly was. That day, right after being bullied, saw what her friend was doing. Where I'm from, so I also came to scold. It seems like Tsuko, erasing the doodles that friends drew, go up there instead of him. But yours, then one cannot accept pity from someone I used to bully. So we ended up arguing. Every day, Tsuko still endures, pretending to be gentle and kind. But today has also gone beyond the limit, when everyone is misunderstood by this guy. Bite him once, and the two sides will start fighting again. The little one is very frustrated, but couldn't pronounce it correctly. Make that guy understand nothing. When it sees people crying, it doesn't dare to attack. When the little one gets tired of fighting, they'll stop. And a few days later, Tsuko also had to transfer schools after efforts that went unanswered. That is what happened in the past that hurt you. When I grew older, I understood everything, but couldn't apologize to your friend. Today, this crazy guy still came to learn sign language with a few friends, unintentionally noticed Tsuko's flaw there. Both have grown older, but still always remember each other. That guy Suya also tried to strike up a conversation, but the child said nothing, only showing a few expressions. Awkward, then ran away. It seems like aversion. Back in the day, I was always the one being bullied by this guy, so she hid. From that day until now, it always keeps the notebook. Belongs to your friend here, so I brought it back to return. Besides, sign language is also used for communication. Furthermore, it surprised her. He wants to be friends with her. Then I ended up slapping myself in the face because I didn't realize it that day. Earlier, the little one over there was so moved when asked to be best friends. The scene transitions to the next morning with tears. Suya is living with her mother, sister, and niece. The day before, mom had received the accumulated amount of money contribution from my son, so I'm very glad you've understood its heartfelt intentions. So I also asked why my son wanted to shave his head. This sentence also made it jump in surprise, admitting that incident, but now it's different. At first, mom didn't believe it either, but when I learned it wanted to die because of past mistakes, then I felt so sad I cried. To prevent this incident from happening again, the aunt also threatened to burn everything down, its savings, so that this guy can never pay off his debt. Seeing his mother like that, also promised not to act like that again. She also agreed to forgive. Unfortunately, that spot wasn't good. Suya's savings were completely burned away. Next day, it continued going to school, but you can see everything. It's no longer the same as before. Close friends from the past kept provoking me constantly, turning Suya into the notorious bad kid at school. The things it does to people, currently suffering the consequences. In the following years of student life, she is always lonely. It doesn't dare to play with AI, so no AI wants to play with it. Even the teachers are no exception, because of its notorious history of bullying. In class and outside, it was isolated, but there was still another one with frizzy hair. Stand out. Previous encounter with Tsuko had saved its life, so I'd like to meet up with that friend soon. Life is becoming increasingly difficult nowadays, not having any social contact at all. Returned home. Mom also apologizes for burning all the money the other day, even though that place is quite crowded, but their family didn't need to use that money. Then it's as if nothing ever happened. The next day, Suya. Heading to school, I saw my frizzy-haired friend getting bullied. At first, I thought about ignoring it and didn't want anything to do with AI. But when I saw that guy crying, when I called for help, he showed up to lend his car to that guy. So it won't keep asking for this guy. The consequence of this action is instant evaporation. The car broke down, so we had to walk home. Yet, sometimes walking home has its own charm. Water. When I found a discount voucher for buying bread, I immediately thought of Tsuko likes feeding bread to the fish, so he ran off to buy some. To the classroom for people with disabilities, looking for a friend but was stopped by someone who wasn't affected at all. It's unclear what the relationship is between this girl and Tsuko, but she didn't want Suya to meet him. So sad to be kicked out. It also went back and saw frizzy hair guarding the bike for me. Address is written on the car. That's why this guy brought it back to return. Just as he got back, I struck up a conversation. This young man was saved, so I've also come to understand Suya's personality better. Perhaps that's why it went to look for a car, then bring it back to return. After many years, this is my first friend, happily chatting directly like this. He is Nagasuka, sitting right below. She doesn't remember the name. Since that day, they have become closer friends. Let others say what they will. Nagasuka also frequently invites friends to hang out, completely changed Suya's perspective. Currently, with the world, they watched movies and ate together as if they had been close for a long time. Should also ask my friend about the meaning of friendship, because it hasn't had a friend in a long time, so I don't really know what true friendship means. Nagasaki understands as well. Putting on airs like a man grabbing a skewer. Explain the meaning of friendship. It's things like this that make it more fun. Theo Nagasaki. Friendship is something that cannot be put into words. It transcends mere sound, resonating within the heart of every individual. To hear those words, young people now have even more motivation to seek out Suko, then still got blocked by that little one. It wonders why an ordinary child. You're here every day, aren't you? Ourself, Soya. Then you've been alone for too long. Can't even distinguish the gender yet. That Russetadel also got tricked by this little one. That I am Suko's boyfriend. Please don't come near her anymore. It's really shocking. Nagasuka has already heard it all. Even without knowing who's right or wrong, just stand up. Defend my friend first. The little one over there is laughing at two idiots being friends with each other. Indeed, they are a perfect couple. Circumstances, their argument attracted a lot of attention. Even Suko was there, so she saw Suya. Come find me. The little boy over there, feeling too shy upon seeing his friend, ran away. Even the small must chase, because last time I promised to be friends with it. The other two had no choice but to stand far away, observing with a camera. Stupid idiot. In Nagasuka, I saw my best friend using his hands in a mesmerizing way. I don't know what trick they're up to. The little one over there also crossed their arms, explaining that it was a gesture from their dad. But the surprise is why someone like Suya. You even know sign language to communicate with your sister, huh? Nagasuka also demands that the enemy translate every single word and sentence, and it also began to better understand the story of the two people below. For the past 2 weeks, he always wondered whether he should see her again or not. I'm still searching for the answer to this dull life. My pale self, Suka, was very happy when he came looking for her. The little one also shares the same thoughts as him, so both sides can easily talk to each other. She gave the little one a piece of bread to feed the fish. Relax. Just a moment, let me take out the book this way. In the past, when wanting to convey something, but Suya didn't want to remember. Panach dropped the book on the floor. Immediately, she didn't hesitate to jump down, because she considered it a keepsake. Seeing that, my friend had no choice but to join in. Unfortunately, your friend was assaulted, but she can still be saved. The two people above saw them jump off the bridge, but didn't understand anything. Underwater, seeing your friend's skirt made me so embarrassed I had to come up for air. By chance, I also managed to get the book. While Suko couldn't hear anything, he still managed to find his way. At that moment, he apologized for his own actions, then still be thanked gently, like before. Suko also left, but still promised to meet him again. On another day, seeing me like this, even my little sister is left speechless. I have no idea what that silly sister of mine is thinking. Turning home, I accidentally saw a photo of that guy in the camera. He's jumping off the bridge. Then she posted revenge porn online. Image quickly spread among people in the school. No, about Suya. I don't know yet if I'll go to school as usual, but seeing everyone stare so much is also quite confusing. Once inside the classroom, there was this guy showing off that picture. So very surprised. They even thought this guy was fed up with life and had gone off to do something reckless. The teacher also called him up to write a self-criticism report for my behavior. Not only that, but they also got suspended. They only studied because they thought she had posted that picture online. I myself am accustomed to bitterness and hardship, and I didn't pay much attention to it. That afternoon, she was asked by her sister to pick up Maria. Then it's okay too, even though I'm still grounded. The niece also discovered that AI while playing. You should call that bastard. Come check. Surprisingly, it turned out to be the little enemy kid who was going through something. This idiot still thinks they're a man, so I also called to wake them up. They were talking about the Kia photo incident. Realized it was because this kid posted it, but not to blame. Sometimes, you even have to thank it because of that photo. That the people in the class noticed me more. The niece called back because she was hungry, so she also said goodbye. After taking just a few steps, I saw the girl ahead suddenly collapse. Than had to carry it back home. Let me briefly introduce myself. I'm Yuzuru. Both Mom and little Maria really like this kid. When are you coming to play with my son again? That night, I even let him stay over because I still thought he was a man. Yuzuru sees Suya's true self. Not bad, so there's a bit of guilt involved. Causing trouble for others. That's why she left and went home that very night. Let it rain heavily. That bastard Suya already knew about them, so he chased after them as they left. Give her the old pair of shoes to wear for now, but you can't go barefoot forever. Here, the child mentioned having an argument with Tsuko. That idiot thinks we're in love. Arguing is normal. Why do you have to leave home? Besides, it also brings up the past about that guy Suya, the bully. Yuzuru thinks this guy should go learn sign language. Just to fool myself that I'm not a hypocrite. Hearing that, it didn't justify Min. Calling me a terrible guy is right, but at the present moment, there is little Ra. It must be certain. I won't make that friend of mine cry again. Hearing that little one seems satisfied with the answer now. She takes me back to the water. Let me introduce it one more time. About me being Tsuko's younger sister, amazed it. By chance, their mother saw this incident. So I also came to give to Soya one shot for the things done in the past. The mother also forbade her two daughters from playing with that boy, but it's not possible. The next day, when Yuzuru came to return the umbrella, Nagasuka greeted him warmly, as intimate as a son. Water, seeing that, I let her know this was a woman, and only then did she panic, get lost, and go somewhere else. The four of them later met up so that the other couple could socialize. I heard you're looking for Sahara. My former friend transferred schools because of me. Then it also agreed to help. It's been a long time since he asked about those friends from back then, so I mustered the courage to go and ask Kawaii about that girl over there, and also found out which school she attends. Right after that, Yuzuru took his sister there, still Nagasuka, lending money to a friend to help someone else out. On the way, both continuously exchanged messages, and even received a thank you when it helped me find someone. I never expected Sahara to recognize them and run over. She has changed a lot since that day. This little one has always been learning sign language, hoping for one day I can meet my friend again like today. Seeing them happily chatting away, she felt too shy and left. Surprisingly, it met someone here. Ueno is handing out flyers but not saying a word to each other. The next day, this guy received a thank you from Sahara when they were allowed to meet each other. He's also considering letting Ueno meet them. So that very afternoon, Nagasuka took his buddy to the meeting spot. Then I saw that it was a cat cafe. This fat guy isn't interested in stuff like this. I just want to meet my friend's girlfriend. I don't even know if we can still call each other friends, because since that incident, they haven't spoken to each other anymore. The next day, while on the way, my friend Ueno suddenly reappeared as if nothing had happened, still keeping that personality. When I saw Tsuko on the other side of the road, the little one asked if their friend hated them. Ever since that incident, I myself also want to apologize, but I lack the courage. Hearing that, it didn't bother him. Chased the little one down to go play with Tsuko. But once again, this kid wants to interfere, running over to make things hard for an old friend. It was about to throw away the hearing aid like before, but then it got stop the water. Seeing him, so funny to play with someone who used to bully me, and then all the sarcastic remarks and such. The main guy didn't let his friend know about those lines, and we'll meet some other day. The day after tomorrow, Yuzuru, seeing my sister tie her hair in a way I couldn't understand, made me really curious. The little one also sent a message to that older brother to let him know about this matter. Come see you. The girl blushed in embarrassment when she saw it. After learning about the incident where the young man was, little sister, if you tricked me into coming here, at least explain. It listens to her voice. So cute that I had to use sign language. Feeling a bit hurt and small. I should have bought her a gift yesterday, but it was too late to give it to you. So today Tsuko also gave a gift. Still mustering the courage to confess that I like him, but the voice was so unpleasant that she thought you just liked to gaze at the moon. Because she was too embarrassed, she quickly ran back home. Also, let Yuzuru know that I've confessed my feelings to Suya, but he still doesn't understand. Probably because I didn't understand. Why did she change her hairstyle? So today, Kawaii took the opportunity to change her hairstyle. It also came to ask. Thanks to that, her face became more clearly visible. Besides, that Masiba guy also mentioned, want to be friends with it. After that, everyone went together to meet Suya's group of friends. Then we made plans to go out together. Of course, Suya also invited Tsuko to come along. Yuzuru saw his sister being bothered by some brat. Then ask your brother. That is Ueno. I don't know why, but I ended up here anyway. See you later, Sahara. I just found out that she's studying the same major as that girl. Ueno must have been quite surprised. The pressure back then on this friend of mine. So it's no longer there, which is why I invited her to come along. That feeling, going out with the people here, it changed Suya's life. After a while, Ueno changed. Take it to meet another old friend. It's that guy who always talks shit about me. This reminds Suya of her past self. I don't want to see them anymore. Ueno truly wanted them to be friends like before, but it's not that easy. Ueno thought if Tsuko didn't show up, their friendship will remain the same. He fired back about that matter. Take full responsibility for oneself. Hearing that, the little girl ran over and pulled Tsuko to go on the swing carousel. But in reality, it's just to vent anger. End of the outing. Yuzuru just used the handheld camera and handed it to his sister to review the entire mysterious Kia conversation. Just as she thought, my sister is being bullied by that woman. From then until now, like the day Suya still didn't understand a thing. She thinks Tsuko's smile and pitiful face are endearing. It's fake, and I really hate her. The appearance of the little one, it shattered the relationships among the classmates. Tsuko understood that and also said she hated herself, then it was fine. Ueno gave Cho a decisive slap. 2. Anyone who watches this video will also conclude that they want to keep Tsuko. Love yourself more. Don't be so insecure like this. The incident isn't over yet, you bastard Masiba. After the outing, I asked about Tsuko's story. After listening to Kawai's story, it thinks the bullies are that deaf girl over there is really bad. Without realizing that this guy and Kawai were also part of it, it must also be because of this, that day. She already talked about that with Kawai. Still the same. Whenever harm is aimed at me, the child sheds tears, shifting the blame onto it and all that. This is terrible. It made that bastard feel so disgusted he wanted to vomit. The next day, everyone meets to clarify the incident above. Kawai still believes that everything stems from the root. The story is about Suya, without taking any responsibility at all. Ueno felt contempt for this friend who also joined in with them, but dare not admit. The story of Ueno bullying both Tsuko and Sahara. Also mentioned again, Sahara then admitted that at that time, they were afraid of both of these people. That's why I moved away. That punk Suya, seeing them like this is exhausting, taking on all the responsibility. After finishing, it blurted out all the harsh words toward the people here in hopes that they will change themselves. Even that bastard Nagasuka. It also made her sad to be told not to intervene. Even so, he still considers him a close friend, so he doesn't blame him. Innocent Kawai, so leaving takes Masiba along. I don't want to play with bullies anymore. Only 3 people are left. He also invited the 2 of us to hang out next week. Besides those who are above Ra, then, Yuzuru is also quite worrisome. You're too busy worrying about me and neglecting your own studies. The grandmother of the 2 sisters also offered some advice. Take better care of yourself. The scene transitions to a few months later. The guy, I saw Yuzuru in a different guise but didn't dare call out. The other woman ran over to show off her outfit, but it looked so strange. Probably because I'm so used to wearing men's clothes. Not used to this yet. Earlier, it also saw her crying. You should ask what the small matter is. Only then did they bring the older brother to the funeral. It was only when she heard from her grandmother that she understood why the little one was crying. About a week later, thinking that my friend would be sad about losing her grandmother, so he asked the neighbor's daughter out. Between the 2 sides, there remains a barrier. It's about past events that still cannot be faced with joy. Summer is coming. They had nothing to do, so they decided to go watch a movie together. Guy still forced to smile during every outing, going to sign language class to make those 2 sisters happy. That's why it was invited. To their mother's birthday party, the 2 cousins, Yuzuru is afraid something might happen, but still listening to Theo. Sister bring it inside to prepare for the birthday party. After the 3 kids finished making the cake, Mom came home, just as expected. She was furious when that guy showed up here. Luckily, today is my aunt's birthday. He didn't get slapped. With 2 more sisters helping out, everything started to get better. They are also allowed to bring the 2 sisters to the upcoming summer festival. A few days later, he went with her family to watch the fireworks. The people involved in the previous incident. At home, Yuzuru was reflecting on himself. Then take Mom to another place. Give back the privacy to the couple. Ask about her birthday. Then I realized several months had already passed. He also promised to hold a small celebration for her next year. Gazing at fireworks, suddenly Tsuko wanted to go home alone. She wanted to bring it back, but her friend didn't want to. After a while, Yuzuru told his brother to go home and get the camera for him. The young man discovered that his girlfriend was having suicidal thoughts. Right at the crucial moment, it was already possible. Redeem all mistakes by saving your friend. Using all my strength to pull her up. However, human strength has its limits. She had pushed herself into death's door. Only then can she hold on safely. The incident happened too quickly. Luckily, the main character was blessed by his grandparents. Managed to barely escape with half a life left. Half of it still hasn't been saved yet. Was unconscious for a long time. Today, Yuzuru. I also met his mother at the hospital to say everything. But before I could say anything, the little mother arrived. Both mother and daughter knelt down to apologize for the daughter's mistake, and then the young man fell into a coma. Deep on this side, because of Suya's affair, Ueno was filled with indignation. She beat up Tsuko for causing all this. Their mother also came and slapped all the bullies who had picked on her daughter. Then we fought together in a chaotic battle. Times like these, the calmest person is also the one who suffers the most. They came to stop them. Suya's mother also went to see the face of that poor little girl, then got a little something, bow my head in apology for everything. They returned home in sorrow, blaming myself for not being able to do anything for my daughter, leading to consequences like today. The following days, Tsuko keeps visiting you. That little girl Ueno is still inside. Let that guy Nagasuka see it and come help too, but still not allowed. She also apologized for the destruction. The relationship of this guy friend, however, it explains. I will always be friends with that silly guy, but nothing happened at all. Herself, and later went to meet each person involved in the incident on the bridge, last time to mend everything. They also accepted it, but couldn't yet muster the courage to face it. The last person Suya is referring to is Ueno, but I don't want to talk about anything at all. Even so, it's the same every day. Tsuko tried to keep the conversation going to make amends. Until today, suddenly, she had a dream about Suya. We ran out to the bridge whenever they meet each other. Here, the little one also wailed and cried. After all, surprisingly, being on this side made me wake up again. After hearing the sorrowful cry of her friend, it hurriedly ran towards the bridge. As young Tim whispered, "We finally met." This is truly a miracle that makes Tsuko happy. Here, the water is fresh. Say the words, "I'm sorry," for all the things I've done in the past. She said that it was her who helped herself keep going. Otherwise, I would have died right from the start. So after this incident, I didn't blame her at all, and they ended up laughing together. Happy 1 month later, buddy? Being discharged from the hospital made everyone very happy. It came to thank Ueno for taking care of it. Nevertheless, she still couldn't accept Tsuko, that bastard Suya. Then, upon reflection, I realized how small it was, and I'd like to extend my sincere thanks. Since that incident, the two mothers of the two children and have grown closer to each other. He also apologized to that fool. I hope he will continue to care for his two daughters. Yuzuru is waiting upstairs, having dropped out of school too long ago. The test score of the little one is exactly 4 points. But your photography talent is already making headlines. A few days later, he also had to return to school. Now Tsuko has joined us. After seeing this young man return to school, they gossiped, making him feel ashamed. This guy doesn't dare to face everyone. Although the classmates were quite glad when he/she recovered, especially that Nagasuka guy. Over time, even the mulberries were left behind. Hope my buddy gets better soon, so I can go to school. Kawai and Masiba, an other classmate, folding paper cranes every day to wish him a speedy recovery. Ueno and Sahara was also there to celebrate its return to school. It's good to see that Tsuko is no longer distant. I'll stay away from everyone from now on. He was very happy. From that moment on, he realized that the window to his soul was wide open. I also take a step back to reevaluate everything and saw the frame, the beautiful scenery of the people around. It cried because oneself escaped from the mistakes of the past to move forward on a new path, and this anime series has come to an end here. Thank you for watching the entire video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to show your support. Now then, hello, and see you in the next videos.